I remember like when I was younger, my sister, she's very shy, very introverted. My mom would say, you want water? Ask for it
Oh
yourself.
my god, yes.
If you don't ask for it, then you don't have it.
So actually, what does a real connection feel like, and how can we recognize a real connection for you?
A real connection to me feels like ease. When I'm willing to open up to somebody, it shouldn't be just about the good things about my life. It should also be about the worries about my life, the goals in my life. I should be able to, in front of this person, talk about my ambition that I won't be telling everybody about. And when you know you've crossed the surface level, that is when the trust is built.
Correct. I guess it's like not just the basic questions like, oh, where are you traveling, that kind of thing, but it's also like more touching towards like your more personal life and being yourself, like being able to express yourself. Then what do you think of this?
Usually I'm not the one who start the conversation first.
Maybe
that's
people
why
approach
to
you.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I really depends on the vibes. Actually, yeah. But I think most of my friends and me, we have the same kind of pattern.
Oh, like
vibes.
what?
Like I don't know, even our style is the same. Maybe the hobby as well.
Like same interests.
Yeah, correct.
I think like with like same interests, or like if you're working in the same field, then there is a bit more things to talk about as well. Yeah. Then but have you ever been like in a room full of people but still felt like lonely, for example? Because actually, like maybe my own experience is like, actually I sometimes feel that during like networking events, maybe because I'm not like the biggest extrovert, so I also don't go around and like hi, like approach people, that kind of thing. I think it does kind of like make me think that like, how do I make genuine connections with people if I am like networking? Because like networking is a purely like a business kind of thing. What do you think of that?
I have been lamenting with some of my friends, saying that there's something about age that makes the inertia stronger, the willingness to socialize and then to network with people, you know. I think many people probably experience this. So the fact about being lonely in a networking event, I think it's also to do with a little bit of this. Yeah, like what is your motivation at this networking event? Is it like just to make friends, or usually to make a business connection? I think that plays a part as well.
What do you think makes someone instantly likable or easy to connect with? Like maybe any patterns, or like is it just like if you share the same interest, then it's easier to connect with them?
I think it's their character. Like if they are bubbly, they are very smiley, right? It's easier for you to approach them. And when they talk to you, you feel that it's easier for you to open up to them. Yeah, as compared to someone who is, I don't know, who is more fierce looking.
Like what we talked about the RBF thing. Do you think, right, that communication styles is like an innate thing? Like it's more nature rather than nurture?
I do think that there is a nature part to communication. I have children myself, so I can tell like from when they are a few months old, one is more extroverted and one is more introverted. And nobody taught them that, but it's just like that.
Yeah.
So, but I also do agree that there is a nurture part to communication, because the most effective communicators can adapt. So just like adjusting tone for a colleague versus a client. So I think I have learned to mirror the pace and the energy of whoever I'm speaking to. So that would be then the nurture part of communication.
For your kids, it's like they come from the same womb, but they come as two different people.
Yeah.
Right? Like introvert and
Yes.
extrovert. Yeah, actually, I have a similar story as well. So that time when I was back in Indo, right? I mean, when I was first born and all that stuff, actually my mother was so scared that like because I'm very shy, so she was so scared that I cannot speak, like because I really couldn't speak to a lot of people. But like as I moved to Singapore and all that stuff, then you know, like with the current circumstances, you do have to like be able to communicate more, or like you have to be willing to be out there lah. I think it's like kind of a nightmare for all the introverts to be like, okay, hi, like, you know, nice to meet you, that kind of thing. But I think like I agree with what you mentioned as well. Like over time, nurture also is part of like how it shapes our communication styles as well.
I would say like on this topic, this is something that the nurture part comes into play. So like I remember like when I was younger, my sister, she's very shy, very introverted, and my mom would say, you want water? Ask for it yourself.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, if you don't ask for it, then you don't have it. So this actually would then force her to like ask for the things that she wants. Yeah, so that because eventually when she's out in the society, this is what she will need to go through as well. So if there is this parental aspect where your mom tells you, hey, you need to do something, yeah, I think that really helps too. That's why nurturing is important.
Then for your introverted child, will you also plan to do that in the future?
Oh yes, yeah, I would.
I think like putting them in situations where eventually they also need to learn to go and like ask if they need help, or like make friends will also be important for them in the future. Like I mean, eventually in the workplace, like what we mentioned also, like we will also meet with a lot of different people, and to survive as well, you also need to be a bit more open and be able to know how to connect with people, right?
Yeah, actually coincidentally, she has a show and tell next Monday, and
wow.
her topic is on shadows, which little children are fascinated by doing the hand sign and then the shadow appears. And so since it's a topic that she's interested in, then I try to encourage her to talk about it, talk to me first, practice at home, and then so when she gets to school, she can tell her friends about what she learned at home as well.
I see. Is it her first time doing this kind
Maybe
of
her
thing?
second time, but the first time was maybe a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what we mentioned just now, because like nurture plays such an important role in like how we connect with other people, then how do you think that how we are brought up in our childhood, or like maybe parental presence, affects how we communicate?
I think our first teachers are definitely our family members, our parents. And I think the most notable thing for my family is or rather in Singapore in general, is many parents, they want to encourage their children to speak mother tongue at home, whether it's Mandarin, Malay, or Tamil, or dialect, because at the end of the day, language and communication sometimes isn't just about conveying things across. It's about your identity and connection as well. So this early exposure can help to build a child's ability to later on switch between language and context. And I would say if they can switch between formal and casual, whether it's English or mother tongue, this will be so helpful later on when they speak to people in life later.
Actually, when because I'm actually born and raised in Indo, right? So I was also born with like my parents speaking to me in Indonesian, but sometimes they will also speak to me with like a little bit of English, like their broken English, and like a little bit of their like broken Chinese as well. So I also think that because we are brought up with like these different kind of exposure to different cultures, it also helps us to talk to different people according to like how like their culture is. So for example, like I was saying, like okay, for Indo people, sometimes they're a bit more sometimes we also address them a bit more formally. Like for example, even like you're just 1 year older, you actually call them Jie or Go, but in Singapore I think it's like you just call by name, right? Even for like bosses and all that stuff. Now that we have talked a lot about like nature and nurture, I mean, in like a conversation, there are of course people who express themselves a bit more. There are also some people that will express themselves a bit more. So how important do you think that listening is compared to expressing yourself?
I think it's about striking a balance in between listening and expressing, but listening is of course just as powerful. At work, people remember less of what you said and more of how they felt understood based on what they said. So as an advisor, I think sometimes my connection doesn't come from what I'm saying, what I'm expressing, but hearing more about the things that they don't say.
Oh, okay.
More about the unspoken worries that they don't say. Probably then I say to myself, that is the heart of the kind of communication that I wish to achieve in every single meeting. Understanding and presenting the product is one thing, but before that comes around, it's about the small talk, and that can usually take 70 to 80% of your entire meeting time.